Hello Scorpio, I am Poetic Heretic, and this is your May 2017 Tarot Forecast. Now I am doing something a little different this month. I'm just going to shuffle the cards right on camera and draw them like that and read them like that, and we'll see how it goes, and if it goes well, then I will continue to do it this way in the future. So let us begin. So first I just like to make sure the cards are nice and thoroughly mixed up by doing something like this. Now I really shuffle them. So we would like a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Scorpio for the month of May 2017. And the cards are already being very tricky with me. But I guess that's part of the fun of doing it this way, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen. Alright. A Celtic cross for the sign of Scorpio for the month of May 2017. Wow. You guys are pulling forth some powerful energy, apparently. What does the universe have for Scorpio for the month of May 2017? I always shuffle the cards until they're just right. There we go. Your outside influences. Page of Swords reversed. Okay, this might talk about feeling a little bit of dullness or not seeing clearly. The challenge card, the Three of Wands reversed. So this could be saying that it is a challenge to keep things moving forward steadily this month. The underlying energy, the Tower reversed. Oh, that's interesting. This can talk about the avoidance of a disaster or a confrontation or something like that. The past and issues you've had to deal with. The Sun. Normally a very positive card, but when it's in the past and issues you've had to deal with, well, it could be talking about issues surrounding happiness and joy and your enjoyment of life itself, but we will get deeper into it. What you hope to achieve. The Six of Pentacles. Keeping things in order. And the payoff and rewards. The near future. Ooh, the Magician. Alright, your attitude or position on the situation. The Ace of Swords. Well, look at that combination. The Magician and the Ace of Swords. You're looking at new beginnings this month. The outside force coming in. Six of Wands. Oh, look at those double sixes. Isn't that interesting? A lot of public recognition, a lot of clarity and progress being made. Your hopes or fears. The Four of Pentacles. And this is talking about, again, creating order. And this card's really talking about creating order, actually, with it being a 4. And the outcome. The Three of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so let's dig into this here. You begin the month with the Page of Swords reversed, and this talks about your current outside influences at the beginning of the month. So the Page of Swords reversed is often talking about inner turmoil and not moving into new intellectual or even spiritual territory, feeling kind of stuck within. So there could be things around you that are trying to pull you down, trying to hold you down, trying to hold you back, and prevent you from moving forward. As it looks like, to jump ahead a bit here, you're going to do anyway. It's quite clear here, you're going to break through that anyway. But just know that at the beginning of the month there will be things that try to essentially stop you from moving forward and developing your intellect or spiritual development perhaps. The Page of Swords itself is normally talking about the new idea or the new insight, the new realm of ideas explored. And so when it's reversed, it's like you're stuck and can't quite reach that. But these are the things around you, your outside influences at the beginning of the month. So really it's like things are trying to hold you down and prevent you from entering into new intellectual spiritual territory. So for the challenge card, you have the Three of Wands, and it did come up reversed. So this goes right along with that because, well, there are a number of things we could say here. This is also saying that it's a challenge to move forward, but it's like a challenge to have your projects successfully underway. It may be a challenge to decide which area requires attention. It may be a challenge to create order. Notice we have the Four of Pentacles, a card of order, in your hopes or fears. So if it's in your hopes or fears, this whole idea of creating order, well, it could indeed be a challenge to create that order. And even the Page of Swords reversed could talk about a sense of haste, a sense of details overlooked, and not having time to deal with the details, in essence. So creating order could be a challenge. Having enough energy could be a challenge. And also with it being a 3, we could be looking at communication challenges. And also with the crossing over the Page of Swords reversed, because the Page of Swords, well, swords talk about intellect, and that just tends to go hand in hand with communication. So we're looking at some communication issues, and then we have the Magician coming up here, which also has some communication connotations, but this would be more like the overcoming of that, I would say, or the changing of that situation, because normally the Magician card upright is a very positive card. So we're looking at a sort of new beginning and improvement early in the month, but we'll get more into that later. So those are some of the challenges you can expect this month, and what you need to overcome. Communication issues, continually moving forward with things, like things you're working on. Also moving into new intellectual spiritual territory, like sort of overcoming the things trying to hold you down. Now, speaking of things trying to hold you down, what is down? What is at the foundation of your situation? Well, that is the card for the underlying energy, which is the Tower reversed. So when we have the Tower reversed, it's usually talking about the avoidance of disaster, and it's often like a disaster narrowly avoided, like you just barely avoided a disaster. But this is your underlying energy, so it's like it's saying that your foundations are not exactly stable at the moment, that it's not a total disaster, because that would be more like the Tower upright, at least typically, but there's still a sense of you just barely escaped something that was bad, or maybe there was a disaster somewhat recently and now things are stabilizing, but you're still kind of on edge. In fact, that could be the Page of Swords reversed as well, like that feeling of being on edge in a sense. And so there's that issue. Now, this is another interesting connection. This could be the avoidance of a confrontation with someone, or some kind of communication that maybe needs to happen, or is maybe just something that you don't want to happen, because again, we have these cards of communication here. And the Tower reversed can often talk about trying to avoid a confrontation with someone. So it will be up to you if that's truly what you want to do. In some cases, this reversal could actually indicate that you want to have that confrontation, or you want to, in essence, allow things to collapse so that then they can be rebuilt. And look at these, again, the new beginnings here. For some of you, it might even be that you just kind of have to let the tower crumble, so to speak, and then begin rebuilding, is what I would say about that. So, a couple of possibilities there, and that about covers it for that card. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, we have the Sun. So, I feel like I should say, first of all, with this being such a positive card, it might even be saying that a lot of you haven't even really dealt with any difficult issues in the recent or not so recent past, and you might have instead felt very happy, very in love with life, very free, very open, very bold, very passionate, very optimistic, embracing new beginnings, new experiences. And interestingly enough, look at how the past reflects the future here with, again, the new beginnings. We're going to get to that, but it's very, very noticeable here in your spread. But if you have had issues in the past, then the Sun is indicating that it's going to be issues around trying to have that kind of passionate enjoyment of life. Like you've tried to be optimistic and embrace new beginnings, but it just did not go well. And maybe you've been pessimistic, or maybe you've been depressed, maybe you've been sad, maybe you've tried to kind of put yourself out there or be bold in some way, but it did not work, and that just all kind of dissolved, or you encountered obstacles with that. The Sun is associated with the sign of Leo, which is all about being bold, among other things, but being bold and passionate and things like that. And so when it's the issues you've had to deal with, it could be that you've had challenges around being bold or putting yourself out there, or new beginnings, something that maybe you thought was going to go really well, that was going to make you happy, but did not work out for some reason. And it could even be, as is often the case with these readings, that has led to your current state of perhaps inner turmoil, or at least things trying to pull you down into inner turmoil, trying to hold you back, trying to prevent you from moving forward, trying to prevent you from your new beginnings. But again, that's not going to happen. So, for what you hope to achieve, we're looking at the Six of Pentacles. So, this is a card of payoff and rewards. You want payoff, you want the payoff, you want the rewards. This is also a card of getting things in order, as I mentioned earlier, especially all the details of your life, getting your books in order, getting all the little details of life, your schedules, whatever, like your schedule, your lists of things you need to do or things you need to get, whatever, things like that, getting all of that in order, getting that just right. So it could be that you're very detail oriented this month. I would say it's those two things primarily. The first being the payoff and rewards, and the second being detail oriented. And this can also talk about a sense of integrity and generosity and being like down to earth as well, I would say. Down to earth, and again, detail oriented, because this is a 6, and that's going to talk about Virgoan energy, and that is more or less what they tend to be about. Lots and lots of details and analysis of things. So that looks like that's where a lot of you could be this month, and it's interesting because again, with the Page of Swords reversed here, this can be like the overlooking of details, and the Six of Pentacles here for what you hope to achieve is in fact saying what you want to achieve is the focusing on the details. So the devil is in the details, as they say. For the near future, you have the Magician. So this is where I would say the reading takes a turn, a very significant turn, because all of a sudden now you have a very powerful card here, the Magician. Beginnings, openings, initiation, a new phase of life, new opportunities, mastery, coming into our own, taking a situation that is not what you want it to be, which looks like that's exactly what you've experienced, and recreating it as you see fit, having the power and skill and ability to do that and to do what needs to be done to create this new beginning, this new opening in your life, this new opportunity, this new adventure. You guys get the idea, I am sure. And this can also even sometimes talk about like trials overcome, or being tested and usually overcoming that test, like a sense of mastery. So it could be that as well, like whatever challenges you've been facing, you have in essence mastered them around kind of the first week or two of this month. But even more prominent than that in this reading is the idea of a new beginning, which goes right into the next card with the Ace of Swords. Your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month. Well, you're feeling great, first of all. You're feeling new energy, the new beginning. You're feeling perceptive and clear and objective. Swords are air, that's going to talk about the intellect. So really what we're talking about here is all about clarity and objectivity, kind of the left brain thinking, and again with the details, the detail analysis, the being very thorough in going through the details of things and seeing the details, seeing clearly, seeing objectively, seeing both sides of things, seeing the truth, cutting through any illusions to get to the truth, being very perceptive and clear, and feeling like you have it all more or less under control because you can see it very clearly and you can see it very logically. You can see it very objectively, and you're feeling like that knowledge has given you power. The Magician indeed indicates that as well. And so that's very, very pronounced in this reading, I would say. And again, with your hopes, your fears, the Four of Pentacles, jump ahead a little bit here, you are hoping to create order and sort of lay the foundations for something new. And indeed, it looks like you guys are. So that is very awesome. So for the outside force coming in, you have the Six of Wands. So this is something coming at you, but it's talking about clarity and moving forward. It's the Six of Wands. Wands are fire. That's going to talk about the will and being bold. So maybe you had some challenges before with being bold, but now you're taking on the energy of the Magician and the Ace of Swords. So you're having this like powerful new beginning. You probably are more bold, but again, I have to emphasize this. This is something coming at you. So it could be someone else that is bold, that kind of imbues you with that energy, or some kind of situation that presents itself that causes you to be that much more bold. It could be a situation where you have to sort of rise to the occasion, perhaps. But we're looking at that, and again, we've got the double sixes going on. Again, that's Virgoan energy. We're looking at the details, the day-to-day activities, the schedules, and making clarity and progress, and kind of like having all that detailed stuff in order, and then yes, the clarity and progress and moving ahead. So whatever specific form this card takes coming at you, it's good, and it's bold, fiery, willful energy that is very, very suited to your current state this month indeed. So for your hopes or fears, again, we have the Four of Pentacles. This card is saying that you're hoping for order and structure, laying the foundations. How can I say this? A sort of security through hard work and efficiency, a sort of creating order, creating structure. You're hoping to be able to do that, and it's understandable because it looks like you've come out of some disorder recently. So you're hoping for the stability of things, and if we flip that over to what you fear, since this is hopes or fears, it might even be that you're afraid of the return to a sort of disorder or collapse of things. But again, that's probably not something that you really need to worry about. We're seeing a lot of strong, positive, masterful energy here. So you will likely be able to lay the foundations for something new, create order, especially in a monetary sense. I should also emphasize and include that the Four of Pentacles is largely talking about money and finance and that sort of thing. So financially related order, as well as just order in general. Now for the outcome, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. So, well, of course, as is so often the case, it can't be perfect. The Three of Pentacles reversed is talking about a sort of almost indifference towards work and a lack of interest, especially having no interest in art or any kind of different or unusual type of work. It's talking about communication issues, communication problems, difficulty in trying to work with other people. And of course we had, the reverse 3 earlier, so that's showing up again here for you guys, talking largely about communication. That's what 3s usually refer to. But remember, this all has to be taken in context, and when this is the outcome for this month of this kind of powerful energy, I wouldn't be saying this if I didn't think it was the case, but this appears to not be that bad of an outcome overall, where things might just slow down a bit. You haven't quite fully achieved all that you have been wanting to achieve this month. The projects are not finished yet. That's how I would interpret it. So anyway, I think my camera is about to die on me, so I better wrap this up. That's about it anyway, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked the new format. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Scorpio for the month of May 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.